Always. Say that one more time. Just remember that you.
Hey y'all, I'm bald. Hey y'all, I'm bald. 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 My eyes. I watched too much SpongeBob. Anyway, look at the nail. Anyway, y'all see that? Look at that. Oh, I just had to show y'all real quick. Look at the nails. I went to if you want to know what nail shop I went to Luxury Nails, Fort Lauderdale. You know, I'm gonna tag them in my probably I'm gonna have like a video of my nails tagged either in my Instagram or on my TikTok of my nails, but I'm gonna also put it in the description below. But Luxury Nails in Fort Lauderdale, definitely check them out. Love them. The lady, I had showed her a photo of the design that I had wanted, but I didn't want the same shape. I wanted a different shape, and she did these, and I was like, yes. Anyway, so let's get into it. Thank you. We're back with Dashka D. Coming with me. So I'm about to show y'all how I install my wigs. Now, can I get a drum roll for the wig? For the wig, for the wig, for the wig, for the wig. We're off to see the wigger, the wonderful wigs of Oz. I don't know. All right, I want to carefully cut this because it seems like it's it feels like it's like all over. Like if I cut wrong, I might cut a little bit of the wig itself. So let's do that. Ooh. What else? Oh, there's something else in here. Oh, I got more wig caps. I got more wig caps. Oh snap! They sent me double wig caps. I don't need to buy wig caps for a little minute, so that's great. That's beautiful. So this is her, Pixie Mama. So this is Pixie. That's that. Hope y'all can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. How does it feel? How does it feel? Oh, she's kind of soft. She's soft. She's very soft. She's a lot softer than I expected. I'm not even gonna fly. Here's the lace is a 13x6. Looks like a 13x6 there. So first things first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this lace to melt. Like so we're gonna basically bleach the knots. That's the first thing we're gonna do with the wig, right? Off. Brush this. I'm just gonna, right? We're just gonna stagger that out. We're just gonna get that, all the, well, whatever's clumped up, we're gonna unclump it, is right? We're gonna unclump it. Get the curls out. Get the curls out. Okay. So. Okay. Now that we got the curls out, I just like to measure it on my head, right? See what it looks like so I can have a good measurement of it. Make sure it's not too tight, not tight. And then you see here, we need to pluck. We're gonna need to pluck, okay, baby? Okay. So we're gonna need to do a lot of plucking. I'm gonna cut the sides. And then, but first, before we pluck, I'm going to bleach the knots, okay? We're gonna bleach the knots. Don't call me ghetto, I did not have my bow. Anyway, so this is this, right? Put that in there. The mix, it's literally, I hope y'all can see that, right? Can y'all see that? That's literally just bleaching powder and 40 developer. That's it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the wig, and then I'll be right back and I'll show y'all how I put it, where I put it on the wig. Okay, so I like to flip the wig upside down to make it a lot easier, right? Just so I can put that here. So I like to put it on the circumference right there of the lace, where the ends are at, basically, because when you're bleaching the knots, you're just basically kind of like opening them up and making them a lot more making sure that they're a lot more making sure that they're a lot what's the word, it looks more natural, kind of like, and it's like not as dark, and it opens up kind of like the hairline, especially when you pluck it and such like that. It basically kind of gives more of that like melt, so that when you do melt it, it gives more of like that type of look. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyway, I'm gonna let this sit for like a couple of like 5-10 minutes. You don't want to let it sit too long. You do want to watch it because you don't want it to, well, not 10 minutes, but like maybe like 30 minutes, but you don't want to let it sit too long. It really depends on the wig and the quality of the wig itself that you got. But just watch it to where it doesn't sit too long, because you don't want to over bleach the knots, because if you over bleach the knots, then the tip of the knots are going to be blonde, unless that's what you want and that's the look you're going for. But the tip of the knots are going to be blonde, and then it's not going to necessarily look like how you want it to look. You get me? So I'm going to go ahead, do that, rinse this out, and then I'll be back. She's back. The wig's done here, so I had to hurry up and take it out because so the better quality, so I guess this wig is a better quality, but the better quality of the wig, the least amount of time that you want to leave it on the wig for. This I left it on for like literally 2-3 minutes, and that was it, because I had started noticing that if I left it any longer, they were starting to bleach. But whatchamacallit, the knots would have been over bleached. So I'm just gonna show this to y'all. Hope y'all could see that. Okay, there you go. You see how it's a little bit more open now from when I first, it has more, it looks a little bit more natural from when I first took it out of the package and stuff. And the hair itself, I just like to wash it with conditioner. I like to use this conditioner to get rid of that kind of wig smell, if that makes any sense, and also makes it a little bit more, revive it a little bit more. So I like to use Champagne Toast conditioner from Bath and Body Works. If y'all know Champagne Toast, the smell alone, beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead, dry this off a little bit with my blow dryer, and then I'm going to pluck her. I'm gonna blow dry her, I'm gonna pluck her, and then after I finish doing that, I will be back. And then because I like to pluck before and after the install. So I'm gonna do the before plucking, and then I'll be back, and then we'll get started with actually installing the wig, okay? All right, y'all, so I did a little bit of pre-plucking. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's not a lot. Hopefully y'all can see that. Oh my gosh. It's not too much, but I just did enough to where I could just kind of have me a baseline to where I could just kind of see something, you know, but it's not too much plucked. Of course, we're going to be plucking some more, but I just basically just did a kind of like pluck all around, like the edges and stuff like that, just so I can loosen it up and open it up a bit more, right? Okay. And now I'm just going to measure it onto my head, make sure that it's not too tight. And then I'm gonna have a good oh, look at this, y'all. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Anyway, so okay, so that's that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and measure the round circumference of my head, so I kind of like know where I want to lay the glue down, like the glue itself. And then this is not like this, since the lace itself is not necessarily transparent, and that's also why we kind of did the bleach thing. I was trying to look for that word earlier, but that's why we bleached it too, because we want the lace to be a little bit more transparent than it is. So it's a little bit more transparent here, but it's not as transparent up here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add me a little bit of my little powder. Use, y'all, if y'all wonder, this is the powder. I believe, I forgot, I think this is a color. I usually use like the calmer almond or like warm chestnut or something, like not warm chestnut, but like this is kind of like more like a caramel almond type of color. So that's usually my go-to, at least for when it comes to my wigs and doing my caps, because it's the closest to the color of my scalp. Like this is the same color that I have on this one right here, like that I put right here on the top. So I'm gonna put the same exact color here so it can match the, basically we're gonna give it that scalp effect. Whatever color that I put on top of my head, I put the exact same color on the wig as well, underneath it. And I also don't put too much, just kind of put like, you know, a light coating. So we're gonna have it kind of be a little bit more transparent, right? I like to use a big brush, a big fluffy brush, because that's gonna make the application so much easier. You could use any other brushes, but it's just gonna make it a little bit more difficult. Trust me, I've done it before. I've done it because there's been times I didn't have no brushes and I just had to swipe that bit, you feel me? Whatchamacallit. But yeah, big fluffy brush. If you have a big fluffy brush, definitely would recommend it for the application. But I'm just gonna put a light one on the bottom because I'm gonna put a little bit more on the top after I install it. I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the lace off. Well, not the whole lace, I'm just gonna cut part of it off just so I can kind of see. But I like to use the little Gillette razors right here, right? So I just like to use that just to kind of get rid of it. I mean, for the first cut, you don't have to. You really don't have to use a Gillette razor for the first cut. I just can't find my scissors. Usually if you have scissors, just grab some scissors just and snip it for this first cut. Now it's really the second cut where this is gonna come in more handy when it comes to making it look more natural. So right now I'm just kind of just cutting off some excess pieces of the, so I can see better. It's not all up in my eyes. Well up in my eyes. Let me go ahead and use these alligator clips. See? They knew exactly what to send and when to send, because this, it comes handy, in handy. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. Oh my gosh, get that on my face. That, beautiful. So, awesome. So cool. I'm gonna pull my hair back so I can basically see where I want that to be. And you see how it kind of has a little bit more of like that natural lining. When I first got the wig, it didn't have that, right? That's what bleaching the knots also does. That's kind of like what that effect does also. Kind of just line it up here. And I don't like it to line it up too far up to my face, like not too far up, because again I want it to look more natural. So it's gonna be like to like my ear line. Awesome. Put that right there. That's where I have it to the ends. And put that right there. Perfect. So that's gonna be right there. This is gonna be right here. Beautiful. Absolutely, 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 yes. So where's my scissors? Okay, I found my scissors, y'all. When it comes to cutting off the end pieces though, like these on the sides, I like to use scissors. You could use the Gillette too, it don't matter. I just like to use the scissors. Cutting it off, making it a little bit more accurate. Okay, so it's more comfortable, because I promise you, the one thing you do not want is an uncomfortable wig. You do not want an uncomfortable wig. That's the last thing you want, I promise you. Okay, so now that's the done, and I kind of have like an idea of where I want it, and it's usually already close enough to the wig cap, which is really, really good. And I like to look at the wig cap itself, because you see where I'm gonna put the wig is gonna be here, and the wig cap is showing a little bit of it, so I'm just gonna cut that excess of the wig cap off. If I can't fully cut it off, I like pull it back a little bit, but basically you don't want that showing. So that's another reason also why I look at the wig itself, so I can see where the wig cap might be a little bit, you know, too much and over showing, so that I can get rid of it. You see it's not showing over here or up here, but it's showing over here. So we're just gonna get rid of that, and I have an idea of where I want my thing to be. Some people, if you don't really aren't good at being able to remember or beginning at it, what I would do is I would just keep my finger here, right? Keep it in mind to know where it is on my finger, and I'll just kind of mark it. I have usually a marker. Oh, I can't even see that. Let's mark that. You'll be like, oh my gosh, she's putting a marker on her face. Okay, leave me alone. It's gonna come off. I'll be straight. There. Boom. It'll come off. I'll be straight. Now for the Dola. Oh my gosh, y'all understand. I'm so excited to use this glue. I want to see how fast it dry and how it holds. Whenever you're doing any type of glue, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For wigs, you want to start with light layers, not heavy layers. Lighter layers are gonna dry faster, and it's also gonna be a lot more smoother. You do want to have a detailed, smooth look for it, because you don't want it to look tacky. How your glue looks under the wig is how it's gonna look when you put it on top of the wig also. So please keep that in mind. Please, oh my gosh, because you don't remember the amount of times that I did buy wigs before, back in the day when I was first learning. Oh my gosh, and I did it and it was tacky on the top, tacky on the bottom, and I had to do way more work to fix the tackiness on the top after I put the wig on. It was a lot, y'all. But this is the wig, so the little hair glue, a little closer. This is, oh my gosh, sorry, I hope y'all can see that. Okay, the viral lace glue from the TikTok shop, waterproof, all of that, extreme hold, humidity resistant. I live in Florida too, baby. The humidity is high in Florida, so let's see. Very, very high in Florida. So it was about right here, right? I'm gonna go a little bit beneath that. I said beneath. The line is about right here, right? I'm gonna go a little bit behind that line, just a little bit behind it, and go with very, very light taps, because I want to do very light layers, right? And then when I do my layers, I do not do it straight across because I want it to have more of like a natural hairline look. And when I put the hair on itself, it's not going to be exactly straight across. I'm going to do it in a diagonal way, which is also I cut to where it's like, whatchamacallit, it's not just straight across, if that makes any sense. So that also helps out a lot more when it comes to making the hairline look a lot more natural. I just like to use the flat back. This layer is super light for me personally. You could add a little bit more, but I like to just start light with the light layers, especially when I'm just kind of first laying it down and kind of setting a base foundation, if that makes any sense. I'm just kind of setting like a base. This is drying really fast. I can't say that. As I'm like installing it, I could feel it already drying on my head, and that's lit. Like, this is already dry. You know, I don't even have to use the blow dryer. Blow dryer. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. I didn't even have to use the blow dryer, and it's already dry. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, and this one I'm making a little bit thicker, just a little bit more thicker, just a little bit. I'm gonna put about like 4 to 6 layers. 4 to 6 layers. When they're thicker, I spread them out a little bit more because there's gonna be more come out. So about 4 to 6 layers. Oh my gosh. And when it comes to like doing these, that's sticky. I can feel that. That's sticky. It's getting sticky. Anyway, but when I you could. What was I saying? What's the train of thought? Oh my god, the song. Why you did it to me, Tyler? Sticky did it to me. Sticky. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what was I explaining? The spacing out. Because when you're spacing out them, because you know it's gonna be a lot more to come out. So I space them out so they're not like too bulky or whatever, and just all clumped up. Like, not clumped up, but when you're like, it's when it's thick and they're closer together, it's a lot more. But if it's like thicker and there's more spread out, spaced out like apart, if you do mess up in any type of way, you know, it'll also allow you to kind of just adjust that, fix that, add more. You know, I'd rather put too little than too much personally. And then also, what I was gonna mention before sticky came into my mind was, notice how when I apply the glue, I'm kind of applying it in layers, but not all in the exact same one line spot. I'm kind of getting this section area here, you feel me? But not like all super at once. Hopefully that makes sense. But stuff like this, you see, if you mess up a little bit, that's okay. You put a little bit too much or whatever, it leaves room so that you're able to adjust that and fix that. Oh, big number one tip when doing this, when you're doing wigs and stuff like that, before you do anything, when it comes to especially the ball cap method, and to me, I used to think it didn't make a difference, but it does, because I would do it with and without, but it makes a big difference, is cleaning the circumference of your scalp before you start. After you braid your hair back and everything, pull all your edges back and everything, clean the circumference of your scalp. If you like, just take a napkin, towel, whatever, I would highly recommend, if you have hydrogen peroxide, use that, or rubbing alcohol, you know, but if you have a cut or whatever, you know, rubbing alcohol. But I like to use hydrogen peroxide and just wipe the circumference so you can have a fully dry area scalp. No oils, no products, no nothing, because that's what's going to make like the glue really stick and stay. If the glue could be a good glue, it could be a really good glue, but if your hair itself has a whole, like your scalp has a whole bunch of products, stuff built up, it's just gonna lift up because it doesn't really have a solid base to stay on, you feel me? So that's that. So that's 2 layers and it's already getting sticky, bro. No, seriously, this sticky. But basically, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and dry it. You want to make sure you fully dry your glue, and that's also why you want to make sure you do thin layers, because if you do thicker layers, it's going to take longer to dry and it's not going to fully dry. It might be white a little bit, it might not be clear, you feel me? So yeah, you just want to make sure of that. So I'm just gonna go add a couple more layers and then I'll be right back. Getting a little dark outside, so I gotta get a little closer to the camera. That's okay. So basically the glue's done, all dry, right? Fully dry. clear. You see that glare? So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and very carefully place this wig on my head. Okay, making sure it's fully even. Making sure it is fully even. Let me add some more alligator clips back here. Now that it's basically making sure it's perfectly even on both sides for me, I'm just gonna pull that, and I like to use my rat tail comb on my rat tail comb. My rat tail. I said rat tooth. My rat tail comb. My rat tail comb for this specific part, because I wanna this is how I kind of like flatten it. Make sure to flatten it without getting any like bumps, creases, or all that extra stuff or whatever. So now y'all see that? Yeah, it was necessary, wasn't it? Because now I'm able to look, it was all even or whatever. So you see it's a little right behind, and I just start off with the middle. I personally don't do all of them yet, but I do go pretty quickly, and I'll just take my rat tail comb and I'll stick the glue itself to the hair. Right, stick the glue itself to the hair so that it can really stay. I'm gonna do the rest of them on each side. Oh boy, I could feel that stain. That don't want to live. That definitely do not want to live. Ooh, I could feel that. Just by trying to fix it. Yeah, that bit don't want to live. Make sure, yeah, you definitely got to make sure you wherever you stick that piece, where it's stuck. Cause this dola is not playing. After you stick that there, this is not playing. Oh yeah, she is not playing. She's not playing no games. That is stuck. I could feel it. That is on there. That's on there for real. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's on there for real. Crazy. That's on there for real. And this lace, it don't have like, it's not too much in the back, so you gotta, you know, take that into consideration. Also, it's not like too much space. It's like, it's not like the lace is like all the way back here. The lace is like this big, you feel me? So whatchamacallit, so keeping that in mind as to where I'm placing this to. I keep all the little details to me matter. All the little details matter to me. All the little details matter. So, and I'm gonna wrap that. I'm gonna wrap her. I'm not gonna cut it just yet. But before I like to wrap it, I'm gonna wrap it around here, and then after I'm gonna wrap it in the top. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Wrap it, sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna be right back and we're gonna finish. All right, y'all, so sun going down, so I'm gonna do this a little quickly, but it's okay because it's gonna get a little dark, but that's okay because got me a little light or whatever. You know, it might not be too bright, but it's a little light. So first what I'm gonna do is, after I kind of wrapped it or whatever, I'm gonna wrap it again, right, just to make sure it's double tight. Personally, because usually I have my got to be glue spray that I spray it around the circumference and then let it dry and then do this, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna do a little bit double protection right now. So I just grab the ends, the edges, whatever, right, because we still got plucking to do, right? We still got plucking to do, because I like to like my wigs like to look as natural as possible, as I possibly can, you know, with the quality that's given or whatever I have, you know, synthetic, real, whatever. I like to make it look as natural as possible. So I just tend to take these out, right, so I can secure down the inside also, because I secured around it, but now I want to secure down the glue on the inside. Okay. So I think it is human hair actually, when I think about it, because the way that I wet it and the way that it bounced, you know what, yeah, this is definitely human hair, gotta be. And if it's not, this is synthetic hair, I need to know the brand is synthetic hair. Like who, when, where, like what? Yeah, because I'm gonna always get my synthetic if this is synthetic, but it doesn't feel like synthetic. It feels human, honestly. Look at this. This looks so cute already. Oh my gosh. Already, bro. Wild. Whew. It's a lot of hair. Hold on. Okay. We're just gonna let that. Just gonna let that flatten. We're gonna melt that. Just go ahead and melt that right there. Quickly, because my camera is running out of storage. It's the next day. It was getting a little dark, so I was like, let me just hurry up and get this going so I can just finish this video. I already did this side for y'all to see. I already did the plucking and stuff like that, so that could be done and like kind of have like a little bit more of a natural melt. The reason I'm doing it like this is because usually I have a spray, a Got2b glue spray, but I don't have that right now. So I'm basically, the way I'm installing it is basically just keeping it in mind that I don't have the spray, but I want to give the same effect as if I had the spray. So basically I'm gonna do this side right here. This side I plucked, but I didn't do too much plucking because it's like the lace is doesn't go too far back. So that's another thing you want to keep in mind when you're plucking, is how far back the lace goes. So the lace doesn't go too far back. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more plucking after I kind of like separate the ends or whatever. So, but first things first, usually I already, disclaimer, this kind of like, I was plucking a little hard, so it lifted a little bit, which is not too hard, but it lifted a little bit and such, so I had to add some glue and redo that and reapply that. But for this side, basically everything is already usually attached. Glue is on before I cut this lace, so that whenever I cut it off, it'll be more sturdier and more fit to shape, at least for me, the way I do it. Some people do it differently, but I like to do it like this. Sometimes, depending on the wig, I might do it before, I might cut it before, I don't know. But usually I like this method the most, but I'm gonna get closer for y'all. When it comes to doing these, you want to take your time, don't rush. You know, the more you rush, the worse it'll be. And also, you don't want to cut your skin, so sometimes the glue is a little bit up on it, so you just pull it back just a little bit. You see, I'm just pulling it back just a little bit, and I'll pull it back and kind of cut a little bit. And I like to use the razor, this Gillette razor. It basically makes it a lot easier. It gives it more of a natural look when you cut it, so it's not like perfectly straight cut, and it kind of like matches to shape. I think this was lifting a little bit, but I'm not sure. Just in case, if it is, I'm gonna show you how I fixed it, just like how I did the top up here. A little bit without cutting myself. Okay, there we go. And then this, don't worry about this, is gonna get fixed anyway. This is just a little bit leftover glue. I'm not even worried about that, honestly, from a distance down. So, but I'm not worried about that. And even up close, I'm gonna fix that. But that's because we're not done. So I'm just gonna cut up this right here, the ends of that. Here we go. And I am just gonna take a little bit, just a little bit of the whatchamacallit, cut this back some more, because I don't want the lace to go, the lace that's showing to not really have like hair on it. Oh wow, it fell off. This is really old. I've had this for a while, so, but yeah. That's good, right? My alligator clip, if you have any type of clip, you know that as long as you just hold it back and just keep it pulled up, right? Wrong way. Okay, so, right, hold that up. Make sure that stays up there. And for this specifically, because I don't have the Got2b glue, I like to use the Ghost Bond. For the first couple of layers, I had the Dola glue on there, and the Dola glue wasn't like as sticky as I expected. It was sticky, but it wasn't as sticky as I expected it or wanted it to be, I could say. But whatchamacallit, the Ghost Bond. So Ghost Bond, this is usually like what I've been using for years, you know, before TikTok and all of that and stuff. So whatchamacallit, I just take really a little bit of that and then apply it in layers to the spot that I'm trying to fix, not too much. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this in layers because I don't know how much space I have on my camera. I'm gonna apply this in like, I do it in about, you see how it dries just like that? I do it in about 2-3 layers like that. And then I stick it together. So that's that. I made it as flat as possible and I'm just gonna dry it. Lastly, it kind of dries really quickly. That's what I like about Ghost Bond, is that it dries really quickly. But yeah, so that's kind of already done drying. And then we're just gonna now apply it. And I'm just gonna take the flat end of the Gillette razor. You could have a flat end of anything. I would use the tail comb, the end of it, but it has glue and stuff, sticky glue and stuff on it, and I just need something that's smooth and flat, so that now when we put it on here, and we just rub that in. And I like to dry it also at the same time because it's still drying, mind you. So as I'm going in, put the glue like this. But also I would also spray. So if you have like got2b spray and stuff like that for like extra strength and protection, also that extra natural melt, especially if you're a beginner, it's perfect. Sorry y'all, sorry. So I'm just gonna dry it. I just put a little bit of glue on there and now I'm just letting it dry. And the same thing. Wrap this for a couple of minutes and then I'll be back. A little bit of my powder to the top of to the top of the head. Well, the front of the head. To the top of the front of the head. Right there a little bit. Put that in there a little bit. Don't worry, it's gonna take a little bit of the edges. Right, just a little bit of them. For the hair, like this, right? Not too much. Okay. Now around the whole circumference of my head, pull them out. So usually around this time is where I would spray it. So if you have the spray, you know, spray very lightly, not too much. Spray and rub it in, and then spray, rub it in, and then hold that down. But I'm just gonna regularly hold it down because I'm very confident that this is secure enough, honestly. All of this is about melting. Melt, and then we melt, and then we melt. We melt out after everything we do. If you really want like a really natural melt, you melt after everything you do. Okay, after I let it sit for a little bit, now I'm gonna go ahead and start out in my foundation, because what I want to do is I want to hide the holes and stuff in there, right? The holes that you're usually able to see, right? So and I do this in layers, and that's usually why I separate it first like this. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit of my foundation and then put it across the lines, like basically where the natural lining of the hair is. Don't force it, just go along with it. I don't like to put too much. I'm using like a flat brush like this so that it's able to go a little bit more evenly across the lines. So, and it opens it up and gives it more like that natural look also after the plucking, because it basically it's the same way it was kind of shows a little bit more of the areas that you're plucking in. You see how it kind of has like more like that natural look. It's not just like straight black now. Rub that in a little bit. Right, so you can kind of see how that looks on this side here, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side really quickly. You could take your time with this, but I've just gotten kind of used to it to where I just kind of go through it. But you do want to take your time so you don't just have your foundation all over the hair itself. You're really just focusing on the scalp of it, like pretend like it's your scalp. You feel me? Basically at this point it should feel like your scalp. It feels like it's my scalp, honestly. Alright, that's done. I didn't add any more powder. I'm just kind of dabbing this a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. And then basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go into sections and pull out like 2 more sections, and do the same thing again. Go along the lines with the foundation, and then dab a little bit of powder onto it. So and then after that, after I finish going across each row, I would show you guys, but it's just my storage right now. So but the way how I showed you the first time is the same thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep doing it in layers and going back like 2 times, because again, the lace is not that big. If you have a bigger lace, you can keep going all the way back. You know, I would do this if it was a 360, like the whole method, you feel me? So basically I'm just going to go ahead and do that around the circumference of my head. Just grab a little bit more and then do the same exact thing, and then when I'm done with that, I'll be right back. Okay, really quickly, I'm not even done yet, but I just wanted to show y'all like that kind of like that effect that it's already giving, right? You can kind of see how it looks like scalp. Just wanted to show that. And basically I'm gonna show y'all, this is where I stop, because again, this lace doesn't go that far back. It doesn't go like too far back. It goes maybe just a little bit further, and that's about it. But I stopped here and I already did everything. So since I don't have the spray again, I'm just gonna use my mousse. This is the wrapping foaming lotion that I'm using, right? Or if you have mousse, same thing. You could use the same thing. So, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it and kind of use it to give the same effect, that same melting effect that you would with a spray. Basically, I'm going around the ends of the, I said the ends, I don't know why I keep calling them the ends. Going around like the area where you put the foundation and stuff with the scalp, because you want it to melt. All right, you want it to melt, you want it to melt, and have more like that natural look with every kind of like stroke that you do down here. Right, I don't really worry about how messy it is. Just rub that in there, see how it's gonna have more natural look. You can't really see the holes anymore. You can't really see the holes at all. You're like, where are those holes? You know, they're not there. So melt again. We're melting and melting and melting and melting. That's the key. After everything you do, you melt it. After everything you do, you melt it. That's the key. After everything you do, you melt it. Skip up, okay, see, now that's done. All right, I'm just gonna pull it back just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Now, remember I told you I like to pluck after, just a little bit, not too much, but I like to pluck after, especially when it comes to creating that, like, you know, little line. I don't know what it's called, that parting. There you go, the parting, especially to create the parting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, do a little bit more plucking, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so that's done. Basically, now I'm just kind of gonna do the edges. Not really too much. I'm really just gonna do like kind of like just light edges. I don't really like the whole big edges thing, the ones that be like kind of like close to the, I don't like doing that. I never really like did that. Every time I did the edges, I kind of like them like to look a little bit like less is more type of thing, in a way, if that makes any sense. And another thing, after I finish everything, right, so once everything's done, I'll kind of like to clean up the hair and like clean off and clean up the glue, and kind of like go down, kind of comb down. And so for one, if there is anything extra that's sticking or that's still left over on top or whatever, you're pushing it down. And also any glue that's on the ends, or maybe that may be there or whatever, making it look any kind of way, you want to get rid of that, so it's just smooth. You have no glue pieces, no nothing, right? It just looks like scalp. It looks like it's growing out of my scalp. Now after so this is the final melting. So we done melted all the things on the inside and everything like that to get that going. So now we're just gonna do the last melt, and it's gonna be the same thing. Little bit of my foundation. I've been using this foundation for a little bit, Kiss Liquid Foundation, for a little minute. What is my shade? I don't know. My shade be different. This is Mocha. This is the shade Mocha. My shade be different sometimes. I'll be like a chameleon, just changing. Like, sometimes I'll be dark skinned. Well, not really. I don't think I've ever been dark. I just know I'm brown, but sometimes I'll be dark brown. Sometimes I'll be light brown. Just different shades of brown. Really. So, just hiding the holes. Just about hiding the holes. Trying to go in between the hairs. I'm not really trying to go on top of the hairs. I'm trying to just going in between the hairs to hide the holes. That's all. Create that little opening. There you go. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Alright. And then very, very lightly. And that's okay because we're gonna revamp the black, get the little black back with the mousse. Okay. So lastly, the last melt with this. But first I'm gonna do my edges. All right, y'all, so I did my edges, that's done. I'm just waiting for them to kind of dry up a little bit. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and shape it to how kind of I want it a little bit, based on how I did my edges. And I'm gonna kind of do like a middle slash, or to where it's in the middle but it's also a side. But I'm gonna use right here this coconut curls to revamp, well, to kind of really get the curls defined, excuse me, to really get the curls defined. Get them defined. Get them defined. Right, scrunch them up. Define them curls, baby. Right? And it smells really good. I just love how it smells. So, and then also because we did a lot of plucking, so we need to get these ends right back curled and defined. Just gonna scrunch them up, get them curls up in. And then lastly, oh, I'm going to heat up my hot comb, because basically this is the last of the last part, where it's just basically gonna give that like that uber super melt, to where it's gonna really melt it down to the scalp, and then also pull off any excess hairs from the plucking and stuff, and really kind of give like that sleek look. Okay. I'm also gonna be using a Miracle Cream, right? Revitalizer, anti-breakage, curls, all of that. I love using this on my real hair, and it just smells so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. Too. So we're just gonna use a little bit of that. That moisture up in here, y'all see that? Right, and just get the ends. The wrapping lotion or mousse, it's the same thing. If you would like to use it, I like to use this wrapping lotion, especially because this is really, really good when you do like silk presses and stuff like that. When you do silk presses and stuff like that, I like it. But same thing, we're just gonna get them curls back in with this wrapping lotion and smooth. Okay, so now don't mind my shirt, y'all would just be doing whatever I want to do at this. I'm getting new clothes. But anyway, so now that that's done, you got the little curls, got the little Jerry curl action going on. Let me stop. All right, that's done. All right, and then now lastly, really just the hot comb. We're gonna unwrap that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. I'm in love with this wig. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm finna prepare to be sick of me. Y'all follow me on my social media, y'all finna see me with this everywhere. Different styles and everything. But whatchamacallit. So yeah, now let's go ahead and do the hot comb. Had it on for a little bit, yeah. Make sure it's on. Yeah, it's not too hot, not too hot. It don't be burning my skin. It don't be burning my skin, you feel me? Okay, my bad. Don't be burning my skin, you feel me? So, not to where it's too hot. I don't like to do it too hot. Wait, that's that silkiness? That silky smooth? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see that. Okay. Lace weird. Unless you like zoom in super close to the microscope, then yeah, you can see the lace. Of course. But yeah, you can see that in there. Hold on, let me show y'all. It doesn't really, this one where I got it from, the lace does not go that far back. It does not go that far back. So y'all can see though, you can part it in different ways. I'm gonna do little different styles and stuff like that. But right now, we're just gonna have it to the side. I'm gonna style it for the little video. I'm gonna do my hair and stuff like that. But right now, you see that steam coming off the hot comb? I'm just gonna pass it one more time really quickly because it's hot. So I do want to keep that in mind. Okay. Super hot. It's hot. All right, but other than that, we are done. This is it. And again, if I had my spray, I would go and I would spray it along the lines just to be very, very sure. Be very careful that you're not seeing the lace or anything like that. Just, you know, for a little extra spritz. Again, if you're a beginner, big, when I tell you that spray that spray. It took me a little minute to get to this point to where I don't need the spray, and it's okay, because if you use my method, you won't even need it either. You know, you won't need it either. But yeah, it took me a little minute to learn, but to get there, if you do want to use a spray, I would use it too, just a little last little, you know, last little spritz, get it going, and then wrap it, and that's about it. And I'm really just gonna do my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back. Oh my gosh. But other than that, yeah, this is basically how I went ahead and installed that. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm gonna be back. All right, y'all, so this is the final look. I love her. She is giving, honestly, dark, feminine, just, ooh, cutie cut, everything. I just love, honestly, I love a short style. I love long styles. I love braids, doing everything, but I also love a short wig style. So like, if y'all follow me on social media, y'all know I do a whole bunch of creative stuff, and the creative things that I do there, definitely I have way more on the way, but I also have simple things that I do here too. You know, sometimes it's not always gonna be like a super pizzazz. Sometimes, you know, less is more. Like, when I tell you sometimes less is more, less is more. So, but love the black. So this is the side, so I wanted to show y'all the sides here and the sides here. Basically, this doesn't really, like, you don't really have too much of a lace there. Well, this, at least from the company I got it from, there was more of a lace kind of like here also, and I'm just also gonna just kind of pluck a little bit more here. I like it to be super even. Like, it doesn't have to, it's still cute regardless, like, but me personally, I like my things to match super even. But yeah, this is, I personally love it regardless. I love it. I love the style. This is basically it. So I thank y'all so much for tuning in, staying with me. There's so much more to come, so much more videos. I have everything else coming, all the tutorials I asked for, the makeup tutorial, the crown tutorials, the braid tutorials, all of that. I promise you, all the tutorials are coming. All the tutorials are on the way, but this is the final look. Just wanted to show y'all the side view, the front view, everything. So, thank y'all so much. Sorry. Thank y'all so much for tuning in though. All right, bye. Love y'all.